Hey everyone, it's Oi the Dutch Angel Dragon here, and welcome to another commentary video. In this video we'll be talking about whether or not I tell people that I'm a furry whenever I go out public fursuiting. Let's get into it. So, do I tell people that I'm a furry whenever I go out public fursuiting? The answer to that is no. I live in the Netherlands, so most people here speak Dutch, and I'm fairly certain that there's no Dutch words for furry. Here in the Netherlands, furry is furry, and there's no specific Dutch terms or words to my knowledge. I'm pretty sure there's not even a word for anthropomorphic in Dutch. I'm probably wrong, but I've never heard of it personally, so I wouldn't even know how to explain this whole furry thing in Dutch. For example, furries are people who have an interest in cartoon animals, right? In anthropomorphic animals or anthropomorphic characters in general, just to name an example. But how do I go about explaining that to someone in Dutch? Yeah, I just don't know. Not to mention that most people, even here in the Netherlands, already know what a furry is. Especially the kids and teens out here. They know exactly what a furry is. If I were to take out Oi publicly, or a my, Ginger, it doesn't really matter. If a kid sees that, they know that it's a fursuit. Now, as for the adults here, I'm pretty sure they know as well what a furry is, or maybe they don't, I don't know, but most adults probably do, and they just don't seem to care at all. Now, one thing I absolutely don't like is getting put on the spot. If I was just minding my own business and someone were to ask me something that I really had to give some thought, I absolutely would hate that. I'm not good at that. I'm always scared I'm gonna mess something up or say the wrong thing because due to stress of getting put on the spot. So yeah, that's another really good reason why I don't tell people why I'm a furry. And that's also because my reason personally, the only reason why I go out public fursuiting is because I want nothing more than to brighten up people's days and make them smile. So for me, there's just no reason to bring up the whole furry thing, if you know what I mean. I've only been asked one time if I was a furry or not when going out public fursuiting. And that was by a kid. They just asked, "Oh, are you a furry?" To which I nodded my head and just gave them a thumbs up because, well, yeah, I'm not gonna lie about it. They asked specifically if I was a furry. So yeah, I'm gonna say yeah. Obviously, just nodded my head and then I continued walking on my way. So yeah, the kid didn't ask any further questions. The mom was with him as well, and they told my answer back to the boy. And she was like, yeah, really happily saying that I was indeed a furry. And yeah, the mom didn't care at all. The boy was chill, the mom was chill, nobody cared. So that brings me back to my previous statement of that most people here already know what a furry is. So there isn't really any need to explain it. And because most people know what a furry is, there's always a chance that their goal is to put you on the spot. To question you, perhaps make fun of you, kind of ask some tricky questions to throw you off guard, perhaps because, like I said, most people already know what a furry is. So perhaps you're just minding your own business and somebody were to approach you and ask, "Oh, is that a fursuit? Why are you fursuiting out here?" So you go on and explain, perhaps go into some more details about furries and stuff like that. But they, of course, already knew that. And then they go and mock you, point fingers, and just make fun of you, maybe ask you some really tricky questions to really put you on the spot. You never know. And that's also a reason why I don't talk about furry specifically. And again, for me, there's just no need to. My reason for public fursuiting has always been to make others happy. That's always been the reason. It has never changed. When I first started public fursuiting years and years ago, which was also before I started fursuiting for charity, More people were, asking me why I did what I was doing. They didn't say anything about furry or anything. They just asked, why are you in this costume? Why are you doing this? And my answer to them has always been the same. I do this because I want nothing more than to brighten up people's days. And people have always been happy and very content with that specific answer. They didn't ask me anything further or stuff like that. There were people who have seen me multiple times in fursuit and eventually wanted to ask me so often, hey, I've seen you a couple of times like this. Why are you doing this? And my answer will always be the same. I do this because I want to make others happy. And everyone always really likes that answer. Nobody has ever gone further into arguments or questions. No, that answer was absolutely enough and perfect. And when I eventually started fursuiting for charity, I would of course have the charity sign, and then basically nobody asked me why I was doing that. So for these last couple of years, nobody has really asked me like, oh, why are you doing that? Because they see the charity sign. But even before the charity sign, no one really asked me specifically if I was a furry except that boy. And when I gave them the making everyone happy answer, everyone always appreciated that. Even children who would ask me, like, why was I doing this? Not mentioning, they didn't mention or ask anything about furry or stuff like that. No, they just wanted to know, like, why are you doing this? And then I give the same answer that I give to each adult, every person I come across. And even kids are completely happy and satisfied with the making everyone happy answer. So yeah, guys, that's basically it for this video and why I personally don't talk about being a furry whenever I go out public fursuiting if someone were to ask, why am I doing this? Because first of all, most people already know what a furry is, so chances are you're gonna be put on the spot perhaps, and even if you're not gonna be put on the spot, you need to know what you're going to say. You need to know your answers, you need to remain calm and give an answer that is easy for everyone to understand. Now personally for me that is very difficult because yeah, I just get scared and stressed easily if I were to be put on the spot. So yeah, I just wouldn't be very happy with that. So I prefer to be very careful. And the second reason, especially the main reason, is because the definition of furry itself has nothing to do with why I publicly fursuit. My reason is to make people happy, bring joy to others, and the definition of furry itself just doesn't add anything to that in my opinion. So for me, there is no reason to bring up the furry topic. So yeah guys, that's it for this video. I hope you guys like this commentary video. What do you guys think? What would you do if you were a fursuiter, you went out public fursuiting and someone were to ask you why you do this or why you're a furry or are you a furry, whatever, stuff like that. What would you do? What would you say? What did you think of my answer? So yeah, thank you so much for watching everyone, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!